Good evening, Speed Gaming 2, and welcome to another race as part of the Link to the Past Randomizer main tournament 2021. Tonight, we have game 2 between the Boulder and Alaszun. Last night, the Boulder took game 1 in a very interesting Aghanim seed. So we'll see what we get for tonight with game 2. My name is Radical Sniper 99, and tonight I'm joined by Mocha Jones. How's it going?
Man, it's good. I'm excited to cast this race. I watched last night's race. Oh my goodness, it was a thriller. So I'm excited to see what we get tonight.
Yeah, Agaseed. The big difference was the Boulder decided to make an early Aghanim play, and that really helped propel him to victory on that one, while Alaszun did full clear light world and unfortunately did not get that dark world progression. But we are getting started here, and see what we can find.
Gotta ask it. What are we getting first item from Uncle?
Hammer.
Oh my goodness! Already 14 seconds into the game, and there's Kane.
Sure, why not? Let's get that red cane start is good. I think the best thing there is, hopefully, I think you might be hoping for a non-magic weapon, but at the same time, whatever magic weapon you get, you'll have the cane, which is a lot better in terms of magic consumption.
Oh yeah, an early map check. Ooh, it's a red pendant on red. Making sure red crystal on Eastern, and then the other pendants on Hera and Desert, and there's our sword from Uncle.
And Alaszun already going for those kills. We are getting a heart on our first guard. If our next drop is a fairy, then we do have bombs in the guard and snake pack. So we're going to see what happens there. We will definitely be paying close attention to those kills to see if we've got a shot at the bombs. If we see a heart next, then it is not the bomb pack or the specialty pack. So there's that heart for the Boulder.
So with this being standard, we're going to see both runners on. There's a double heart drop, so I'm going to guess that we're not getting bombs.
Yeah, that means we're in the health pack, so definitely no bombs off of the guards and snakes.
Yeah, we're going to see these runners doing the exact same thing throughout this entire escape sequence. So it's going to hold on to your pants, because we're going to see the exact same thing.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the any of the tournament races so far in the last 2 months or more, I'm sorry that you've missed so much, but we are into these are the second round matchups of the bracket stage. This is hard standard, so it's a standard start with a randomized weapon off of the Uncle. From there, it's just, typical collect 7 crystals, go defeat Ganon eventually. But it's the hard item pool, so no gold sword, no silver arrows, no armor upgrades, no mirror shield, and a maximum of 14 hearts total.
Yeah, so I foresee, at least a little bit early on, our runners probably getting full hearts. They might pass on the heart pieces, but definitely full heart gets.
Yeah, last night there was definitely a lot of health in the early portion. Both runners eventually reaching that 14 heart maximum, or almost did. I believe the Boulder actually didn't reach 14 hearts last night. Didn't find the Sanctuary heart container.
Have a little bit of a different setup here with both kills. Alaszun's going straight for sword slashes, while the Boulder doing a pot and slashes, which, if you can get set up right for that, it's easy. But we do have both of them with Princess Zelda heading to the back. No bombs yet, so, and there's definitely an item in the back in the bomb wall.
Yeah, we got the map, so everything left, all 5 chests left in this escape are items. Because we also have the small key. So Dark Cross, 3 in the back, and our Sanctuary item are all items. No maps there. We got 1 chance to grab bombs from a chest, and then we've got the rats. Will we get bailed?
Yeah, I don't see anything else getting killed until we get to the rats. So maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see any in this first room. The rats in this first dark room are a little bit tough to kind of get to. Maybe you run into one, but unlikely we'll see much killing here. But as soon as we hit those waterways, I imagine, okay, so we did get a kill there from Alaszun. No drop yet, so no information there.
Oh, there's a full magic drop.
Yeah, and that means no bombs today. Full magic drop on your the first kill in a prize pack is always means that it's the magic pool. So yeah, none. Yeah, and Alaszun also getting the tough information there that no bombs. But luckily, both runners will know that this is a non-bomb start.
So that's probably going to be in the back of both of their minds. Am I going to have to come back and get the back three in the back of escape?
Yeah, and most likely, unless we get a glove pretty quick, I wouldn't be too surprised to see this kind of be a last location where you only come here if this is looking like an Agaseed and you kind of want that last check. So it'll be a little while.
All right, so we're to the end of escape. Do we have divergence? Do we have someone save and quit and Sergeant Link's house?
There have definitely been a lot of runners who are, whatever Alaszun got there, I missed it. It wasn't money, and it wasn't bombs, and it wasn't arrows. And it wasn't a heart container. No, wait, it was a heart container. So Alaszun going to continue on here. But yeah, a common strategy you kind of see here is if you don't get bombs, some runners will go and save at Link's house and try to farm bombs on those 50-50 drops in the Grove, south of Kakariko Village.
And full magic drops from the tree pool.
Yeah, that was a tier 2, and oh man, we're out of Ice Rod Hunt territory already. Great.
So this means that T-Rock is definitely the last pendant, right?
That's usually what it means. I know that's a common joke, but I feel like that happens more often than not.
And Quake Medallion in the Thieves Stand and the save and quit from Alaszun going to Link's house. So there's that star we're talking about, getting to Grove, saving, quitting, going to Link's house to farm those 50-50 bombs.
Yeah, hopefully we have some decent luck here. We've definitely seen times where runners have gotten just completely gypped on these 50-50s. Okay, there's one for Alaszun, and that's enough. Alaszun is just going to go for it at this point.
Yeah, with that one, you can go and get the bomb hunt and just clean out those 4 bombs there. Not going to use a bomb for race game, just $5. It's looking like...
Was that a hammer? Did my eyes deceive me, or was that a hammer on our library shelf?
I turned my head for a split second, did not see that.
Yeah, boots are definitely going to be coming soon, and I think both of our runners are really going to appreciate that fact. Last night, I know one of the other big complaints was no boots. Talking to both the runners last night in post-game chat on the interview, both expressed dissatisfaction with no boots. So knowing we're going to get them tonight they're going to be really happy.
Now the question is our boots going to be needed for Dark World access? Cause we could have to do Aga, we could find 2 mitts, and might not find boots till very late.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. There's not a whole lot of direction yet out of Kakariko. So we're hoping to find something that kind of tells us, hey, this might be where we want to go. We did get a bottle out of the well, though, so that's a good find. Watch Boots be in the back of a skate.
Oh, that'd be cruel.
Boots back in the back of Escape. They find Powder, so then they have to get the hammer, and then Glove is on Magic Bat.
We know that is not a golden bee.
Lots of money in Blind's Hut, though.
So I'm going to take it that the boots are not in CAC. So they're somewhere else in the world.
Yep. So unfortunately, though, we have seen everything out of Kakariko Village, and while that more than 600 rupees in Blind's Hut is really nice, something tells me that our next play is going to have to be South Shore, because I don't feel comfortable going anywhere else at this point.
Yeah, I would imagine so as well. South Shore seems like the best play. More dense checks. You can fake flipper, go to Zora area if you feel like it. Alaszun saving and quitting's already checked everything here. Boulder's about to get the news that boots are required. So, chat, how soon do you think we'll find those boots? I'm very curious about this now, since we know that they are definitely required. And these runners are probably going to be thinking, I want to see those boots sooner than later, because I know I definitely need it.
I was going to say, very quickly, chat has turned on the runners and said, Boots Ped. Oof. And they're just speculating all the worst ways that's possible, and the only ways that's possible, so...
We
got flippers.
We got foot gear, but not the right one. So, hey, remember that Zora check I was saying? Whole lot more likely now.
Yeah, we'll definitely get a good route out of this one. So we'll get that mini Moldorm, and then it's going to be great. They have the money already. Those 300 rupees in Kakariko Village really are going to pay off. And now Alaszun's showing how it's done with those bombs. Very, very clean mini Moldorm cave.
And there's a fire rod and powder. Good safety item, but that fire rod definitely going to be needed this seed.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's the TR kit for inside of Turtle Rock. Still a long way from even considering such a thing, but we are getting a lot of great items to start this seed.
Now, if we find the bow, that makes Eastern technically in logic.
Pending our big key.
Yes, big key placement is definitely pending there, but we definitely can pseudo-logically clear Eastern if we find the big key early.
Yeah, and realistically, I'm sure both of our runners here tonight are not at all intimidated by some dark rooms. Hey, there's a glove!
Glove number 1. Do we find glove number 2 soon?
I'm just happy we got glove number 1. No return through the front of Escape for us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as soon as Alaszun gets done doing these flipper checks, we're going to be seeing... Oh, no, wait. Are we going... No, never mind. I just took the wrong portal. But
Yeah,
pretty sure
unfortunately,
we'll probably...
I just slipped into that one.
I'm going to guess we're going to see a save and quit straight to sink check back of escape just to make sure boots aren't back there. That is if we don't find it up here in the waterfall area.
Yeah, Alaszun's skipping Hobo for now. And oh no. That's another sword.
Do we find a lamp? Just a piece of heart on the island, not boots. A mirror! Hi, mirror.
Hello, progression items. This seed is very generous to start tonight. Meanwhile, we are seeing the Boulder check out the Hobo check.
Watch the seed give us all of our progression items except boots before 20
mode boots.
Game.
And we got bombs off of Zora and the Hobo.
Man, that is not a good investment of $500. Like, those are the most expensive bombs I've seen to date.
So Alaszun finished in the Zora area, Boulder heading there now, and Alaszun is going to go check out the back of Escape.
Yeah, good thing about having a mirror, just quick swap over to it, kiss a priest or Zelda, and just mirror out and go out the door.
So what did we miss in the back of Escape because of those prize packs? How about some progression? Why not? Oh no. Oh no! I saw 10 arrows. I didn't see the rest.
I did not either. Well, we went to Sank, and I don't think we're dashing, so probably not boots. Oh, we got a flute! Oh! Mountains in logic.
That's the big pickup from the back of Escape is our flute, and that means Tower of Hera is fully in logic. Unfortunately, that is just a pendant, not even a green one, and no hookshot means it is a slow Hera.
We did get a fire source really early. Do we see someone go to do the coffee break check if needed?
That's a really tough call.
Into desert area we go. Desert Ledge has $20, so I doubt we'll see anybody get that today. What does Agina have for us?
Yeah, good time to go see Agina. About as quick of a time as you can do to get this. And yes, as I said at the beginning, this is game 2 of this best of 3 series. The Boulder won last night in quite a wild seed. The winner of this series will be moving on to face Zelga Dasan.
Alright, so do we see Eastern looked at? Nope, we do not. We see a flute probably to 1. So we're about to get an out of logic old man check. Of course, out of logic cost this is completely dark, but our runners can navigate this pretty well, especially having a sword. You can keep track of where you are in this cave.
Yeah, and I think if you talk to most runners at this stage of the whole tournament, most of them will say, "I'll live without a lamp at all times."
I'm surprised that Alaszun opted to come here rather than go to Eastern area. Technically, there's more checks in Eastern area, but 5 or 6 rather. If you are going into Eastern, if you find the big key early.
Well, I think part of that is a lot of runners will actually say, you know, I like to avoid Eastern Palace just in case to kind of, you know, maybe I can get there with a bow. So Piece of Heart just on Spectacle Rock. Inside, we have another heart piece. So nothing inside or on Spectacle Rock tonight. We did get that green 20 off of the old man. Since we haven't found a shield, we haven't found a bow, and we don't have Tempered Sword, we know that was one of our armor upgrades. Quick Dark World map check. Red Crystal at Skullwoods, Green Pendant at Mire. And I missed the other 5-6.
Other 5-6 is Eastern.
Oh, was it? Yeah. Sorry. You're right.
So have Hera, just say Eastern. We have Hera play, and there is our big key. I doubt we'll see a coffee break anytime soon.
I'm surprised Alaszun isn't taking the Death Warp here.
Well, ooh, there's one item.
There's that Death Warp. Okay. Nifty little strat there.
So say the Boulder's having a little bit better time climbing this mountain than Alaszun did.
Yeah, those cabbages were really rude to Alaszun, as well as the Dead Rocks. Everybody's favorite, the mascot of Bad Link to the Past enemies. And there's the small key. So Alaszun does have that mirror out. I think there was a kind of a consideration that as soon as Alaszun gets the second item, he's out of here. But given we still don't have it, Alaszun will go and kill Moldorm first.
Yeah, it's a 50-50 shot Moldorm has the second item. If Moldorm doesn't, do we see a fire break? See a coffee break here?
I think we do. What would you do though, Mocha?
There's always an item in coffee break chest unless there's not.
Very judicious answer, but I don't disagree. And we have an item there. The question is, does it matter?
Well, we shall see here soon. As the Boulder also getting that mirror out just in case, and we do see Alaszun heading back in. Get your coffees ready because we're about to have a break.
And yeah, at this point we are down to just the 3 items in Sahasrah's closet and the 2/3 items in Eastern. So we'll see what happens here. But we are really running out. Yeah, I think we've seen everything else. So, Lamp is our AGA access at this point. So, something's got to be in that area.
Lamp or mitts would be probably the progressing items that chat would want to see.
Honestly, I like... Mitts are a great one because that gives you Desert Palace as well as Checkerboard Cave. So those are a lot of good checks.
And it's just a full heart. So saving, or not saving quit, exit, and then flute to go to the eastern area.
Yeah, flute's a 5 for sure. Or 4, I guess.
I think Alaszun's going to go check Hova because they did earlier,
right. Good call.
And also see what's on the float or the Hylia Island.
At this point, just a little bit of difference in time. Alaszun's a little bit ahead. We'll see if the Boulder decides to check out tile room or that coffee break downstairs, and it looks like the Boulder is going to.
Yeah, again, I don't blame these runners. We know we need boots, and we get fire rod early. Might as well do fire checks.
And without that, we're still also looking for a Moon Pearl. So we are 2 items from Dark World access at this point. And I mean, in either direction. If this is an Agaseed, we need Lamp and hopefully Pearl. If it's regular Dark World access, you know, we're looking for Boots and Pearl or Mitts and Pearl. So we are still quite a bit away from Dark World access.
Or it's Lamp and Moon Pearls on the ledge of Pyramid.
But here we go. Sahashal's Closet has 20 bucks, a hook shot, and bombs. Alaszun has the flute out. Are we going to see an instant return to that mountain?
I think we do. Because that's more checks than Eastern. And honestly, I kind of don't blame Alaszun at this point, because I want more checks than not more checks.
Yeah, especially with a crystal dungeon. If we can get a bow here to make Eastern Palace a single dip, I'm sure that's much preferable to the alternative.
And pulling that mirror out, we're about to see some block deletions here. Nothing in the middle bottom part of Paradox Cave. See if Mini Moldorm area has some kind of progression for us here. As the Boulder is following in Alaszun's footsteps, going right back up the mountain.
Yeah, really, the 2 runners are just, you know, step for step here. No real divergence yet. Not a lot of opportunity to either. And there's the boots.
Well, there you go. After we fit... Ooh, Alaszun taking a fall.
I thought that was set up right, unfortunately. Gonna give it another shot.
But... Excuse me. After we see a cave here, or Spiral Cave here, we'll might see if it's a save and quit. What's that? 20 bucks on the floating island?
I missed it, unfortunately.
Yeah, 20 bucks on the floating island, so doubt we'll see that today.
But yeah, I would probably do a save and quit here. So I can get bonk rocks and maybe even check the lumberjack ledge. But it looks like Alaszun is going to actually just flute to Kakariko, get that hammer, and I think we're going to also get to see Magic Bat.
Oh, that's true. We do have powder, so that's definitely in logic.
And you were right. That was a red 20 over on our floating island.
Alaszun's already got that, or had that powder out. Realized that I need that hammer to get into the Magic Bat area.
Curious.
Going and doing those boots checks, I'm gonna guess.
Hopefully remembers having that powder, because that is definitely one of those little hanging threads.
I mean, there's definitely plenty of chances to go and check it. So maybe we'll see them, see Alaszun head to see what's on the tree.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to make that lumberjack check. And the Boulder remembering, hey, I got powder. Oh, wait, maybe not. Both of our runners making a liar out of me tonight already.
Boulder's heading bunk checks. That's a blue cane. We will not see that picked up tonight.
Definitely not. Neither runner's really going to care too much about that, especially given the fact we do have 2 bottles already. So even if you have to make a play into Spike Cave and don't find your cape, I think both runners are going to be able to find a way. But Alaszun now returning for Magic Bat.
So where does
versus us with?
Let's say, where does our progression lie? Moon Pearl, bow, lamp.
Whatever progression is, it's gonna be in Eastern Palace, and the Boulder heading there first.
Getting a nice hook speed there.
Yeah, so the big question here is what we're going to get. Are we going to get the mitts, the lamp, or the pearl?
Ooh.
Or the book? Or the bow?
Oh.
I mean, the bow just lets us finish up Eastern. We need one of the other ones here.
Ooh, nice hammer dash there from Alaszun.
Yeah. Alaszun really has been putting on quite a show, both last night and tonight, with some nice tricks.
The Boulder finding the pearl and leaving.
And so is Alaszun. Oh my gosh. Step for step, both runners just saying, nope, I'm going to find my bow elsewhere. I am just going to count on that being the play.
We have them going to Dark Road from different locations. The Boulder going to Dark Road from the CAC area, and we have Alaszun going south of Link's house in the Dark World.
So which kind of Dark World start do you like? Since we're getting to see both of the common starts.
Well, I mean, with this item layout, I would probably go with the Boulder route because I could knock out 2 dungeons right now.
See, and I'm usually of the opposite opinion. I actually am Ooh, Alaszun finding a bow in Hype Cave. I usually am a Hype Cave start person.
Yeah, well, that's paying off here because he found that bow and can loop in both of Eastern and Dark Pod right now.
And actually, Alaszun is actually taking a completely different route than what we were going to even consider. We're getting Swamp Palace as our first crystal dungeon from Alaszun.
We are seriously knocking out Swamp. I love this.
Early Swamp play. We have the Cane of Samaria. You got a hookshot. You got a Master Sword. You got everything else. You got to... I think the thought here is, if you're going to give me all this access for Swamp Palace, you obviously want me to clear this dungeon.
Yeah, plus there's, what, 6 items in Swamp? So, yes, please.
And yeah, a lot of discussion about, possible potential go mode requirements here. Yeah, we're down to a medallion and mitts. And that's worst case. Actually, that's the only case. We really have everything else at this point. And since we've already got the Quake medallion, we are definitely close. For all we know, we've got the medallion.
Yeah, we won't find that out until we see another mountain climb with mitts. Or, yeah, with mitts. believe Alaszun found a blue potion in that first check.
Correct. And I know Boulder did get at least one item out of Skull Woods. Now we will see if Alaszun decides to go do left side swamp. Given we've seen one item already, I think it will really come down to if we see it on what we see here.
And there's another item for the boulder, and at 34 minutes, 38 seconds, we have our first crystal of the game.
And Alaszun is going straight to the back. Having not found map or compass, I completely understand this play. You're so close to go mode already in this one that you kind of just want to play, you know, find your items and not need to do left side swamp.
Nice diver down set up there, just getting a couple of blue items, the bombs, and the shield.
But continuing the item find here, which is really nice. You know, we don't talk about the... Oh, okay. So there is the big key, which means there's at least one item between big chest and left side swamp right now.
Getting our Village of Outcast check, see house, nothing much. We'll probably see the boulder open up Thieves Town, then maybe go check chess game, and then probably go back in. Or just go straight in.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not surprised by that play. One of the things, you know, you ask yourself when you're in Village of Outcasts is there anything I can get outside of Thieves that speeds Thieves up? And given that we've got Hammer, and we've got Sword, and we've got... there isn't. Ooh.
Ooh, very nice Argus fight right there from Alaszun. Finding the book!
Perfect place for that book. We're going to get a Bombos tablet check probably right after this as well.
Yes, we should. I say should because these runners have been proving us wrong every turn tonight.
But I have to just call out Alaszun's Argus Phase 2 there. Getting 3 Fire Rod shots and the Master Sword spin for the kill, really, that is not as easy as he made it look tonight.
Alright, so we have a poll up. What is Go Mode item going to be tonight? Those are going to be Titan's Mitts or a medallion. What do you think?
Unfortunately, we need to find the mitts to even know if it is Titan's Mitts for Go. Or a medallion for Go.
No, theoretically, we could find the other 2 medallions before we even find mitts.
True. And yeah, at this point, for anybody who has any thoughts or hopes of a pedestal seed right now, I'm just going to lay it out there really easy for you. Pedestal is on life support. The only thing that could be on pedestal is the medallion for Turtle Rock. So, you're probably not seeing it tonight. But Alaszun, with that bow, is heading right into Palace of Darkness. And we're going to get a Palace of Darkness and Eastern Palace back-to-back, for sure, on this one.
Alright, taking the pod first entrance. So, deciding to save the transition there, probably will go through pod, go through Eastern, flute to wherever progression takes us.
And really, I think for Alaszun, it's, you know, no matter what he finds here, it's going to be Skull and Thieves next. I think the only question is, you know, maybe we see a little bit of divergence. if Alaszun finds Mitts here.
And from what I can see, not much in Thieves.
Yeah, both Thieves and Skull Woods really not providing us with progression.
They did provide us with 2 quick crystals, though.
And yeah, as chat is pointing out, if we find Mitts, Death Mountain's probably going to be the play, because you just need to know if you're in go mode as soon as you get Mitts. You know, you just want to know, am I looking for a medallion or am I in go mode?
A very nice blonde fight there from the Boulder. Clearing that out. And again, not much in Thieves Town, not much in Skull Woods. But
2 crystals is nice, though.
Yeah, you're 2 really quick crystals. And we are going to see Alaszun take those 2 keys with the big key and go straight to fight Helmasaur.
Yeah, we've definitely seen this strategy a lot. It's really nice. If you get that big key early in Palace of Darkness, just take that and go into the back immediately, and then you can come back in and get the rest of your checks here in Palace of Darkness.
Now, this is going to be... Ooh, there's a Tempered Sword in Village of Outcasts. So that's going to make Alaszun, or make the Boulder's travels a little bit better here.
And yeah, that could be a very important play here. While the Boulder is going to just continue to work through this, if Alaszun finds go mode Mitts soon, I don't know if we're going to see Alaszun actually go for Brewery and Tempered Sword. There's definitely a chance we see that skipped.
And that is very nice darkroom navigation there from Alaszun, utilizing that fire rod to light that left lamp there to be able to see those terrapins and just hammer them on out.
By the way, I have to credit the Boulder here. He made counting the digs really easy. That was a full 30 digs for 20 bucks.
Dude, that's a very nice Helmasaur fight from Alaszun. Like him getting those hammer hits in between there. Just $5 from Helmasaur, though. Not a very wealthy king there. But that is Alaszun's second crystal. As the Boulder picks up a cape, do you think that leads him north? Once he's able to get back north.
No, definitely not. At this point, the Boulder is going to continue over to Hype Cave. And I gotta imagine Swamp Palace, given the rest of the equipment.
Yeah, that's definitely the better play.
I will be curious to see if we get a bumper ledge check, but don't know when that's going to occur at this point.
One thing to think about with the way Alaszun is routing this, will Alaszun save, or will they try and get that portal so that way they can go to check the pyramid ledge? Will they go ahead and flute back to 5, check pyramid ledge there?
If we're gonna get pyramid check, to be honest, at this point. If anything, I would... Oh, and there we go. There's another medallion with Ether. So, just down to Bombos. But, no, if I was in Alaszun's shoes, I finished Eastern Palace and I just flute over to Kakariko, probably.
haven't been counting Alassun's items. Have they? They're still looking, so I'm guessing they haven't found all the items yet.
I believe we saw a compass earlier on, but I don't remember seeing the map or not. And Alaszun working very nicely through the pod dark maze there for another shield. So that's all of our items out of Palace of Darkness. The big prize, possibly Ether.
Yeah, that will definitely make possibly go up the mountain once we have those Titan Smiths, just to make sure, hey, do I have the right medallion for this? Can I go ahead and call myself in go mode?
Yeah, and given that we now have a 66% chance of being in go when we find those myths, I think there's a slight chance that Alaszun waits anyway and clears up the other crystal dungeons, trying to do Turtle Rock last, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, Alaszun remembering that they already checked that first chest and moving on back. So we are 45 minutes into this. We're 2 items from go mode. At least, or at most 2 items from go mode.
There's our map. So we did get a map and compass out of Eastern Palace. So we do know that there is an item here in the Eastern Palace big key chest. And the boulder is going to do left side.
Oh, that's something that Alaszun did not do.
Yeah, this could be huge. We do know there was 1 item left in Swamp Palace between the big chest and our left side, because Alaszun did find the big key in the back, so we do know there is an item.
Did the bomb not go for Alaszun? Or for the boulder in that left side diver down?
Definitely had to go back up, so there might have been a bomb mishap there. Good thing the boulder did notice it, though, because it is a terrible, terrible feeling to get to left side and realize you didn't hit the switch back to the right position.
Alright, here we go. What is on left side swamp? We have a map and just a
sanctuary. So we do know that we are not going to be seeing 14 hearts on Alaszun's side, but the boulder still might. But that definitely was a good skip from Alaszun, as that will not be a problem later.
Now, is there an item in big chest?
No, I believe that's going to be our compass, because I think we saw everything else.
And not much from the Armos Knights, as we do pick up our first 5/6 crystal, actually. On Alaszun's side, that's his first.
Yeah,
that's our first.
So I do want to kind of discuss this point for the hard item pool. The way it works is all the items are placed. So all 4 swords, all of your heart containers, all your heart pieces are actually placed in the game. All of them are what they are supposed to be, but when you find the maximum number of them, so in this case, the 3rd sword, The fourth one becomes a green 20. Up until that point, all 4 swords are available for you to find.
It's very tricky whenever you see a bow fall from the sky and then it hits your hand and turns into a green 20.
Yeah, the fake silvers are just the biggest tease. So yeah, at this point, I don't expect much divergence from our runners. I have to believe that Alaszun's going to clear out the village checks that we saw from the Boulder, and the Boulder is likely going to be heading to Pod Eastern for those clears. So this is going to be a bit of a retreading each other's steps, or retracing each other's steps, and completely understandable. The Boulder is skipping Bombo's tablet, even after finding that book.
Oh, which is probably a good play on his part.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt, so...
But since they're retracing each other's steps, go ahead and give these runners a follow. The Boulder and Alaszun there are giving us an amazing show. Really close race. I can't wait to see how this ends.
Yeah, and we are, I wouldn't say we're running low on locations, but in terms of where those mids can be, we're definitely looking at possibilities of Bumper Ledge, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, Ether Tablet,
Spike Cave,
and Spike Cave and Pyramid Ledge. So, oh, and Catfish. So yeah, we're getting a little low here. Not terrible, but running out. So it's really going to come down to, I think, who makes that North Dark World loop first. Oh.
Ooh, very clean fight from Alaszun there on Moth.
Yeah, Hammer and Master Sword spins, that is just just amazing right there. It requires some nice cooperation from the Moth, but Alaszun really taking advantage of that.
Chad is asking, isn't lamp needed by logic? By logic, yes, but our runners, I believe, are pretty comfortable with Dark Room, so they will definitely probably be not looking for that lamp.
Yeah, I mean, they're both working pretty well through these. And honestly, Alaszun's through the hardest one at this point. Pod Dark Maze and Pod Basement are probably the hardest two that are crystal based for the seed. So I can't imagine he feels too troubled if he doesn't find the lamp. I will say he'll feel a lot better once he gets the Tempered Sword, because Master Sword Silverless without a lamp for Ganon can be really kind of tricky at times. But as soon as he picks up that Tempered Sword out of Brewery, he'll feel a lot better. Meanwhile, the Boulder is doing that same play through Palace of Darkness, heading to the back after getting the big key and those 2 smalls. Oh, and I did forget to point this one out. Out of all the locations I forgot to mention, Desert Palace is available.
Desert is definitely available. Do we see it? For 2 items, for 2 checks.
North Dark World is honestly more tempting than Desert, in my opinion. And yeah, also the Pyramid Fairy. So I think a good play here, a real heads-up play might be, after Alaszun finishes up these checks, you know, heads south and does K45, Dig Game, and Stumpy, only to then check out Pyramid Ferry, Pyramid Ledge, and maybe route up to Catfish in North Dark World. I think this route really favors Alaszun just from how it's turning out.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. For the Boulder to be able to be able to go to get the big bomb at the Mirror Flute and then re-enter Dark World.
The one big advantage that the Boulder has here, of course, right now is that Tempered Sword, making quick work of both Argus and Helmasaur King. That's not a negligible advantage for those two fights. While Alaszun did a great job on both, having a Tempered Sword for Argus just makes that a whole lot easier.
So let's speculate for a moment. Where would you like to see the mitts?
The first location I check. Honestly, I'm thinking King's Tomb would be pretty fun. And no, mitts cannot be on pedestal, given that Mire is one of our pendants.
Again, there's still that 33% chance that Bombos could be needed, and Bombos is on ped.
And honestly, that just doesn't even enter your mind at this point.
If anything, Rule of Fire is in effect.
Right. And that's the thing, at this point, you know, whenever we find those Titans mitts, I think the smart play is clear Ice Palace and then go up the mountain.
Ooh, Alaszun getting a bit off script here.
Yeah, unfortunately that happens sometimes, and, you know, just gotta have to improvise a little bit. Alaszun is well equipped to get through this fight, though. Tons of experience here.
I was gonna say, also has that fire shield which blocks those fireballs from Blonde, so having that is definitely helpful.
And yeah, the most out-of-the-way check for Titan's mitts right now is that Ether Tablet. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if either runner last locates there.
Yeah, at the same time, if it is on the Ether Tablet, that's just a straight run to Turtle Rock, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, no. If you find mitts on the mountain, you're gonna go check Turtle Rock to see if you're in go mode. And there is that Tempered Sword for Alaszun, so we are both at full equipment in terms of our swords, so that's a good feeling.
Yeah, with Alaszun being just a dungeon ahead here.
Yeah, and the Boulder's working very nicely through Eastern Palace, so not a huge difference. These overworld checks for Alaszun will probably take just about as long. Especially with a 30 dig game.
Is that the max digs you can get as well?
Yeah, it's not a good feeling.
Ooh, the Boulder getting not good RNG from those Stalfos there.
Yeah, it looks like so Alaszun just has this check of K45 and then Stumpy, and we'll have done all the checks that the Boulder had done, and the Boulder is just coming up on the rest of Eastern Palace. So Alaszun gonna be ahead just by a little bit here. I'd say maybe a minute difference here. But realistically, they've done pretty much all the same checks. And yeah, here we go. Alaszun is heading up towards the bomb vendor, so this is definitely going to be a Pyramid Fairy play. And I like this move.
Yeah, do as well. Got that hook shot out. Gonna try and get it to where you can dash with those, with the bomb on.
Yeah, that's a really nice little skill to have, and Alaszun really showing how it's done there. And here we go, bomb dupe time. So what you do is you can't dash with the big bomb, but if you get a screen transition, the same time as the timer shows 0 on that bomb, it comes back magically.
And that's probably our last sword.
I don't know. We've got so many hearts, so much. We've got everything else. It could be anything at this point.
And it's not Pyramid Fairy. So do we go up to visit Catfish? Or do we go
do
to
at this point.
North?
I feel like you have to. You don't want to leave Catfish alone.
Yeah, because that's a very out the way check here.
So yeah, what we're gonna see here is Catfish to Graveyard, or to King's Tomb to Graveyard Ledge, and if it's none of those, I anticipate it's a 50-50 between Desert Palace or Death Mountain, Ether Tablet, and Spike Cave. Oh, and of course Bumper. We haven't seen Bumper yet.
Yeah, and Alaszun just got Cape, so that's probably fresh on their mind. I think Catfish is a bust today.
Yeah.
Both fishes are bombing us today.
Right. So where is the boulder going to go now? We are at 5 crystals apiece.
I thought the boulder's gonna go to Link's. Oh, maybe to Desert?
Yeah, we're going to get the desert check here. So, hey, these are 2 checks we have not seen. And if this is it, like, this is huge.
And it's not King's Tomb. See that now. Alright, what's the book worth it?
We're still waiting. Meanwhile, we're getting Graveyard Ledge from Alaszun. Oh, this is just, this is the kind of action you really want to see in this kind of race. Another 20.
Oh my.
There's our big key.
Heading over the bumper ledge now.
There's our map in Desert Palace. So yeah, Alaszun gonna finish up this Dark World route at Bumper Ledge and have to decide between Death Mountain and Desert Palace. Meanwhile, the Boulder finishing up the Desert Palace checks. One of our runners is getting ever closer to those Titans mitts. Where are they? And it's
not Bumper Ledge, but there's a bug net. That's one item. Now, if you're the Boulder, do you go ahead and clear out Desert?
No, you are done in Desert as well. Desert is not the answer. It is either Ether Tablet or Spike Cave. We got a 50-50 shot, and Alaszun is first onto the mountain.
And the Boulder's going to go follow in Alaszun's footsteps and go check Pyramid Fairy.
And I can't blame the Boulder for this play. At this point, you know, this is your dense play. Desert was relatively quick to get 2 items. At this point, you know, Pyramid is 3 very quick checks back to back to back. So this is a great play from the Boulder. Unfortunately, we know it's not going to pay out. And there's our Titan's Mitts off the Ether Tablet. And Alaszun's leaving the mountain.
Clearing out. Clearing out what we know we can clear out.
I get it, but I'm surprised Alaszun is not finding out if this is a go mode situation. I'm really curious by this play. I'm definitely going to want to ask about this. I don't hate the move. I feel like it would have been a really heads up thing to also kind of check.
Yeah, I mean, I would want to know that I am in go mode before I leave the mountain and have to make another climb.
Yeah, that's my only worry here for Alaszun is, you know, if Bombos is TR, this could get really wild.
And Alaszun is just go moding this.
Oh yeah, no, this is definitely the play. I like this call. I wish we knew for sure if this was go mode, but I completely get it.
Blue potions from the waterfall fairy. From the Pyramid Fairy. Goodness.
Yeah, nice play to get those. What we can say is that those mitts were not locked by a lamp, by the way. So we still don't know where it is. We have no idea.
And there's our Bombos.
Okay.
I can say we're officially in go mode. And an hour, 6 minutes, 6 seconds. What did I say about Rule of Fire being in effect?
Apparently tonight, Rule of Fire. So I know there's speculation on what this means for the poll or the prediction result. I'm not the one running the poll or the prediction here, but I don't know if this means Bombos is go.
I would wait and we see what the requirement is.
Yeah, if the medallion requirement is Ether or Quake, I think that mitts were still go mode. But that's just me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The only way Bombos is go mode is if that's for it.
Alaszun breaking out that Bombos medallion for a little bit of safety here, and then immediately switching over to the Fire Rod.
Very nice fight there from Alaszun. Get a key, but it really doesn't matter. We're in go mode. So I guess, no, go ahead and flute him down. Really didn't matter, just save time there.
Yeah. Risky play, but it worked out very nicely for Alaszun. Was able to get that third medallion before even having to worry about it. So, and just heading straight for Turtle Rock. I'll be very curious to know what our medallion was. Here's the fun part. We could still find Lamp here in Turtle Rock even.
Yeah. What craziness would that be? if you had to go to TR to get lamp.
Oh, those are just the best seeds. So here we go. Our Turtle Rock medallion was Ether.
So mitts were go mode. And if you put your channel points on mitts, you are correct.
At least in our opinions. We did not run predictions, so.
And we do see the boulder going over the sea. What that is, what the requirement is. We'll find out this ether, and might flute to 8. And
so, I do want to point this out. You know, Alaszun switching to ether beforehand, before getting there, Alaszun had no knowledge of what our TR medallion was. This is a very common idea of just ether is your middle medallion, so it's easier to quick swap between the other two if it's not ether. I can say personally that's how I would do it as well. That's a really common kind of play.
Alright, do we see the boulder mirror and flute and make TR slash dungeon? Nope. We're going to see the boulder go ahead and clear out Turtle Rock.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is, I don't think there's really a difference. You're gonna have to do another mountain climb anyway, so maybe this is a little slower than just going to do ice first, but can't really blame on either decision here. But yeah, the boulder does know he is also in go mode. So they're gonna both be going through Turtle Rock here. We'll see, you know, if we find that lamp possibly before the end, but or maybe a half magic. Those are really the only major luxuries we could even ask for at this point. I do know both runners have a couple of blue potions. I do remember Alaszun bought a couple, and I know the boulder was able to fill up at that pyramid ferry.
Yeah, so what really determined this race right now is routing, essentially.
Yeah, if anything, it's a left side swamp and a desert palace clear from the boulder, just contributing to just a bit more time.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the two big plays that kind of tell the story. Boulder has really been quite, you know, if you take out those two plays, this is roughly an even race. And unfortunately, Alaszun accidentally opening that lava island did have to now take the door here. And yeah, this is kind of the opposite of how yesterday went. Alaszun had done some extra checks in yesterday's race that put him behind, whereas this one, the boulder is the one who's making the extra checks. And really, that's the nature of rando.
Yeah, when you're just looking for one or two items that for go mode, you don't want to miss a location for it.
And really, at this tier of runners, you hear it, you know, almost every runner in the interview so far, the common refrain is, you know, tonight I just got, you know, tonight the seed didn't go my way. And it's not, you know, they understand. You're facing a top tier opponent, and sometimes, you know, the items roll your way and sometimes they don't. So we're not seeing lamp today.
No, we're not. We are going to see laser bridge, though.
And some laser skips.
And last chest for key on Laser Bridge.
Yeah, and the boulder's going to make up a little bit of time here. Gets that small key out of the crystal roller room, so we'll not need to get the key here on Laser Bridge. Alaszun down to 1 heart.
Needs to be really careful here.
I was about to say, I know. Oh, luckily he has a fairy. Yeah, I did get that fairy in a bottle, so.
Yeah, but here it's definitely not the place I wanted to have to use it.
Yeah, probably wanted to hopefully save that. I do believe Alaszun does have a couple of blues, so not a huge problem, plenty of safety, but you don't like to have to use something like that, especially as you're powdering the anti-fairy to help, you know, heal back up.
It looks like the boulder having a little bit of issue in the dark base here.
Yeah, getting through it, but did seem to be taking a little bit of extra damage. Maybe an extra loop here or there, unfortunately. And there we go. Trinex going down for Alaszun, and that is going to be crystal number 7. Now, we are about to head into Ganon's tower. Unfortunately, as you've probably been hearing, no bot right now, but, you know, where's the GT big key? 1 to 22. Where's your guess, Mocha?
No, I usually say 6. But no, I'm going to chase up today and say 13. This cause this C's been really fun. I want to see more of it. What you got for today?
I'm usually I usually have 7 is the number I hear a lot. But yeah, I'm thinking let's get a little deeper. Maybe a good 18. I don't know.
So what's that? Yeah.
But here we go. We are into Ganon's tower. What do we have?
Check number 1, bombs. Check number 2, big key. If you said big key number 2 or an item, a check not with 4 chests, you are right tonight.
And Alaszun very quickly also going to grab these 2 small keys on the left side. Remember, you need at least 1 key before you start the GT climb, because there are 2 key doors before Moleworm 2.
Yeah, having 2, you just skip taking out that second mini Helma and just move on.
Meanwhile, the boulder is into Ice Palace, so not a whole lot of time separating our 2 runners, and luckily this is a very quick GT big key find, but Alaszun really in the driver's seat here on this one. And I do want to point out something there. You saw Alaszun try to throw that boomerang to pick up that heart, and it actually returned before reaching the heart. This is something that is kind of not always known. BMOS, guards, they have this vision cone in front of them, and if you hit it with like a lamp, or a boomerang or a hook shot, it actually just goes back without reaching that.
Yeah, so if you're trying to, especially with the guard trying to stun them and it bounces off, yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. It's one of those things you don't know a lot about, and then it just starts happening more and more the better you get and the more observant you are.
So we do see Alaszun using that ether medallion, making 2 uses of it here, to take out those Stalfos.
Yeah, nobody likes Stalfos. Also having to be a little careful here. Again, down to 3 hearts. I'm imagining we're gonna get a powder. Yep. Gonna powder that bunny beam here in pre-Landmo too.
Dude, waiting to go and get that triple fire rod shot.
Oh, I love that. Waiting just long enough for the Landmo to pop out. And there we go. Nicely done on that 2 cycle.
I think they were setting up for that triple fire rod shot, but just missed it.
No, and I love that. I love that little stagger. You know, if you have silver arrows coming into Landmo 2, which not in this tournament, but if you do, a lot of runners will tell you watch out because powdering the anti-fairy actually kind of ruins the timing or the cycle for that. So the big thing, ooh, are we gonna have enough magic for this room? Yeah.
Potions.
Yeah, unfortunately okay, has a green potion, burning that here. But yeah, powdering that or that bunny beam will cause the cycle to change a little bit on the Landmo 2. So Alaszun waited just an extra little bit in order to have them all 3 come out of the ground at the same time to pull off a nice triple spin.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that the fight actually starts in that room. I might be wrong, but I believe that is the case.
Yeah, I think it's like a similar super tile, as it were. So. Oh, Moldorm getting some revenge for that early Moldorm 1.
The Boulder in their Corsair fight ran out of magic, but just already has Bacon Sword, so just slashing them off.
Yeah, a little bit closer than he was probably looking for. Moldorm's last possession, $20.
This is even randomized. I can't remember what the vanilla check is. I believe it actually is $20.
I honestly don't remember. I don't remember the last time I pulled it myself either.
But are you ready for some math? Because it's time for agonometry.
Rough pattern there. Alaszun able to get 1, unfortunately, nothing more. And there's another single. I think that's a double.
That was a double.
Yeah, unfortunately, you could send 3 shots into him at the same time, but I think 2 of them were like simultaneous and canceled each other out.
Yeah, I believe so. And so with 12 hearts, we're gonna and a Bacon Sword, we're gonna go see Ganon and make bacon. As the Boulder is heading up to the GT climb right now.
Yeah, so Alaszun has GT, pretty much all of GT plus a little bit, so.
We're going for that 1-in-1 here. And there's phase 1 done. Equipping the cape to try and get him into phase 3. And it's looking like we might have it, and 1-in-1 achieved. So you'll see these Ganon warps happen at the same rate, same number of warps happening for both of our racers, unless someone takes a fall. And now for the fun part, getting Torch Glitch with the Fire Rod. It's achieved. Let's get these spins off. Set up Nazi for triples there.
Burning that blue potion to get the full magic refill.
Honestly, don't blame Alaszun here. Don't want to have to lead this fight. And I did lose counter spins.
I'll be honest, I had a discussion with some people earlier today. I honestly don't even count when I do it. But down goes Ganon for Alaszun. Just has to cross that 1x3 bridge and force that game 3.
And we have Alaszun with the finishing in first place with an official race time GG time of 1 hour 24 seconds. 1 hour 24 minutes 34 seconds. Get those GGs in chat.
And it looks like the Boulder is going to continue running the rest of this seed and finishing it up. But yeah, we are joined by Alaszun. GG's.
That seed just felt really nice.
I was going to say a very refreshing change of pace from last night.
Last night was one of, and this wasn't like a super interesting seed because I hit Dark World Access and I went to Hype Cave and I was 1 item from Go mode.
Yep.
But I felt like I was late to the mids in terms of when I could have gotten them versus when I did get them, but I felt really, really good about my route in general. Like, it was really, really efficient, it felt like. And I just, like, managed to grab everything in one fell swoop.
Yeah, your Dark World loop there, doing Hype Cave down to Swamp, and then Eastern Pod, and then Village of Outcasts into Pyramid Ferry and North Dark World really was a very clean route through that.
Yeah, and so like even if the mids had been in desert and he had gone there, it looks like he was in desert. But I never went to desert, so even if he was in desert well enough before me, like I was still feeling good overall, and it would have been one of those like, hey, sometimes randos just get you. I felt like the thing I was maybe most worried about was that he managed to avoid Hera in the light world, and then that area looks a lot more attractive to go to.
Right.
But I don't... It seemed really hard to avoid Hera in that scene. Because I think to avoid Hera, you basically have to say, okay, well, I'm going to check the hospital before the mountain, which I think that's a perfectly defensible and fine play. But then you have to say, okay, well, I just got my boots, that's my hammer. Now, instead of doing Hera, I'm going to dip Bolus Crystal Eastern Palace for some reason, and I feel like the confluence of those two things together is difficult.
Yeah, and it's really hard to say that somebody would go up to the mountain for a while anyway, or
Yeah,
back again for Hera and Ether Tablet and Spike Cave.
Yeah, I was saying, I think even if I hadn't done Hera, I probably would have routed it in the exact same time that I did. Because
now
the ability to do everything in the Dark World just felt too good.
Sure. I do want to ask a question about that ending with, knowing, or for Go mode. Why not check TR first?
Like, a minute of time lost.
Is that how much that is? I wasn't sure. So I was just curious because, we knew you had a good chance of being in Go mode at that exact moment. It was just,
If I hadn't gotten Ether, I'd probably make it.
Okay.
And actually, that Ether was the thing I wanted to see on Total Rock the most, because I figured that if he got mids really, really early, the most likely, or there was a relatively good chance that he ends up go-moding Pod with the way the key's laid out, and so that Ether becomes very, very missable in that case. I don't know if I would have done it at 1 medallion. I think if I had done Ice Palace before Pod, I probably would have done it at 2 medallions.
Right.
But in either way, it felt like there was it felt like even if he was early to the mids, Ether still felt like an out for me, and with having 2 of those medallions, I'm not going to take that time.
Fair enough.
Especially since I knew there was a decent chance that Bombo shows up anyway, because it's not like I had very much pressure.
Yeah, that was the only concern is we were looking at it and it was all the mids locations at that point. So
Yeah, I mean, like literally, it's. Let's say I go over there and I see it's Bombos. What am I going to do that's any different than I would have done anyway?
yeah,
Like, I see it's Bombos there, and then I say, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna check Dark Death Mountain, it's not here, okay, I guess I'm gonna check Ice Palace. And then it's a giant dice roll anyway at that point. Versus the alternative of, hey, I'm not gonna, I get up there and I do everything and I don't have Bombos, which there was a chance I was gonna get it anyway since I still had ice to do at that point. And, I mean, obviously I did, and I was happy that I found it. But
right.
I feel like, what do I lose out of that? Then, like, my time loss is what? An extra climb up to Hera versus... just, like, the downside just didn't seem that bad to me. And even if it was Bombos, there was a good... And it wasn't a nice palace, there's a good chance I'm gonna find it in DDM anyway.
Fair enough.
At that point, with the smallish number of things left in the game. I don't know. I did think about it. Like I had. I don't know if it was clear. Like, I had my entire route planned out, literally from the second I hit Hype Cave and got that.
Yeah, no, that was. I mean, that was very deliberate the whole way, and it really looked nice. And I can't disagree with any of the choices for sure. I mean, it was great. I was just very curious if that, where that thought goes.
The only thing that could have thrown a wrench in is, like, what happens if the book shows up when I ran a Bombos tablet, and then it just literally was the perfect time for it to do it. I'm like, okay, well, I guess now is the time for Bombos tablet.
Yeah, and we do have the Boulder in phase 4 of their Ganon fight right now.
Yeah, I was able to get Torch Glitch as well. As we said, no lamp for this seed. There were a lot of locations it still could have been. Yeah.
It was in that Turtle Rock big key chest, but I just got to feel like an idiot walking over there for the compass instead.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure I could sense the slight frustration at opening Lava Island.
I was saying, you could you could tell my execution dipped a little bit over there at Turtle Rock just because it was like, oh god, I feel so dumb if I lose this race by like 45 seconds. Because I accidentally nudged the door when I was trying to pick up the key, I'm gonna feel real.
Yeah, especially in a seed where you could skip Laser Bridge. No, I completely agree there.
And then especially with as badly as I played Laser Bridge, it's like, oh, come on. But even so, it was one of those, I just felt good about my route and the way that I played, and so I felt like there was a pretty good chance I was ahead, even with some of the late dumps.
Yeah,
I mean, there wasn't really a good way to not have mid-speed or go mode in that seed, I guess, and so...
Yeah, I don't see a way.
Point of concern, but,
But meanwhile, the Boulder did just finish up that Ganon fight and cross that bridge, finishing in second with a race time.gg time of 1:32.06. Get those GGs in chat for the Boulder, who is now also joining us in chat. GG.
GG.
GG's, man.
Hey, we got boots. Somewhat early. Happy.
I don't know if you lost it when you saw that hammer in library, but I lost it when I saw it.
I was pretty happy. I'm just like, well, my thought was, I hope boots aren't the go mode for this seed. Like the hammer was almost go mode last night.
I was saying, because I don't know if you guys read race chat, directly before the race, he goes, man, I hope we get boots this seed. I'm like, man, I hope we get hammer this seed. So I walk into the library and the hammer's just sitting there. I was like, well, I guess we're both getting our wish, aren't we? Because I've had terrible hammers in the last 3 or 4 seeds I've played, and it's my least favorite item to have in a bad spot in the entire game.
Same here, I'd agree with that.
Just because you leave so many terrible orphans by doing it. But yeah, that hammer got a good chuckle out of me and sort of carried me through the slog that was most of that late world. I thought it was in Hera. I thought they were in Hera. I was surprised when it was absolutely nothing.
Yeah, Hera, I guess, yeah, all the pendants were pretty empty. Well, I mean, I'm assuming Myers empty, because I wasn't in there, but Desert
Lamp.
was. Yeah, I guess Lamp was still somewhere out there, but I mean, who cares about Lamp?
Yeah. So I think you and I both found the same number. Actually, that's true. I probably found one more state. Yeah. Oh no, you actually got the 4th bottle too. Interesting.
I'm trying to remember where all the bottles were, but
The last bottle that I assume you got was the one in Turtle Rock in the big chest. Which
yes, I believe so.
I got because I accidentally nudged the door when I was going to pick up the key, and so I had to go get the lava chest and had to then like loop around at that point.
No, I played it safe in Turtle Rock and went the long way to make sure I got the extra small key.
I think I've been bitten by that like once ever, and it was super frustrating, but it's so uncommon that it's just like, you know what? If it happens, it happens.
Yeah, I think the percentage on that is like a 4% chance for that to be the case.
Yeah, I know that the odds aren't all that great on it, but I've been burned on it a couple times, and
Believe me,
don't
I
like
am
it.
the exact same way as well. So
Yeah, drastically different seed than what we played yesterday.
Yeah, well, I mean, and besides the Titans mids, I mean, it was pretty straightforward there. I mean, I wonder how fast of a seed that could have been had you dove swamp super early and just made a beeline to the ether tablet for whatever reason. And
I mean, I did the first thing, but I didn't do
Yeah.
the second thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand how you can possibly go up there and make a beeline for the ether tablet when you've got what 4 more crystals you can clear out if it's your
Well,
first
yeah,
crystal in swamp.
I completely agree, but I just thinking like how much go mode crystal dungeon theoretically could have been in the seed.
I was about as late in terms of what I had left. I think you had desert over me, but other than that, I had probably the same amount left when I got my mitts. But it's like I didn't even feel bad about it because I'm like, who's gonna go up here and get these things?
Not me.
Dude, when I finished out Hera and it was nothing, I'm just like, if this Moon Pearl's on Ether Tablet, I'm going to scream. Because it was just like in such a bad location at that point.
It's one of my least favorite locations for progression. Because the amount of times you typically have book first time you're up there doing Hera is not too common. So,
it's pretty rare.
Yeah, it's an easy check to just kind of orphan off by doing Hera without the book.
Yeah, definitely.
I was sad that I didn't. I almost went and did Saha's hut and would have gotten the hook shot before doing Hera, and after I found the hook shot where it was, after doing Hera, I was a little sad as well.
Yep.
Just like, yep, could have done Hera pot.
Yeah, definitely, and it was just... I figured there was a chance maybe you got that hook shot first, and even so, I would have guessed you would have been in Hera before you dove Eastern anyway. There just wasn't a lot to feel all that bad about in this seed. Like, there were easy ways to God route the seed, but they were ways that I can't see a reasonable runner routing in without a spoiler log sitting in front of them.
What, you're saying someone's not going to make a beeline for Ether Tablet?
I mean, if you're like, wow, I'm terrible at this game and my opponent's so much better than me, the only way I can win is by doing the stupidest thing I possibly can, then maybe you could justify it, and even then, that's flimsy.
Hey, don't be making fun of me. That's totally a decision I would make for that exact reason.
I've made that decision in Siege before. When I've done really, really dumb in the early game or felt like insanely behind, I've definitely done what is the absolute worst play I can do right now. Let's go for it.
I feel you there. I know my execution. I don't feel like I'm a bad player by any means. I'm obviously not if I'm top 32, but I definitely get carried more by lucky routing rather than good execution.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I would call it lucky. I think routing is a really subtle skill that a lot of people don't appreciate because it's non-obvious when you're watching the game. Unless you really kind of know what to look for and what you're doing, and so it's a lot easier to look at a race and go, oh, this guy hovered Hookshot Cave and that's why he won, as opposed to look at, oh, this person managed to avoid walking to Kakariko Village a second time and saved 30 seconds, and therefore, like, those are things that are very, very subtle to pick out, and I think a lot of people don't notice them, which is why anytime you see someone start not CAC from Escape, you'll see Twitch chat flood with, oh my god, is he skipping CAC? No one's ever skipping CAC, except for that one time. I don't know if you were around back when Chisame played, but he had a life goal to skip CAC and finally did it in one of his seeds.
I vaguely remember the
And
name.
messaged everybody he knew after he did it, be like, I did it, guys, I did it!
Yeah, skipping CAC, I just I wouldn't have the guts to do that one.
I could never do it in a seed where it's like... I could never do it in a seed.
Somehow I had a two item less collection rate than you, even though I cleared a whole extra dungeon. Which I mean is only a couple checks. If we're talking
Laser
about that.
Bridge.
Oh yeah. I did the dumb thing in Turtle Rock, which inflated my count a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and the small key was the last chest of Laser Bridge.
Yes, it was. I got 60 very lovely rupees on Laser Bridge.
Laser Bridge basically nullifies doing desert.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I had a really you weren't around. I had a super clean, super efficient route, and so I felt really good even when I got those bits. I'm like, this feels late compared to when you could, but I'm probably ahead anyway. Like I don't see where you cut the corners on this and skip this unless you just say I'm gonna go full crazy here.
There wasn't one decision to be made other than doing the stupid decision of going to Ether Tablet with the book. There wasn't a decision to gamble on to really save a whole lot of time.
Yeah, and honestly, that makes the seed feel good
night.
to me.
Yeah.
Alright, so game 3 hype for y'all. When is that gonna be?
That is going
Thursday,
to be
same time.
Thursday at 9:10 Eastern.
Oh man, can't wait for that. I mean, it's gonna be just based off of y'all's other 2 races. It's gonna be super fun, super close.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think in both races, both players were in positions where if one item moved, the other one wins. Like, if those mitts are in desert, Boulder probably wins. If those flippers are in pot, I probably win the one last night. And, that's good. Those are entertaining races versus ones where it's just like, hey, it's 25 minutes in and we know who's going to win already.
Yeah, seeing you both on those last locations where Boulder's in desert and you're on the mountain, it was just, we knew we were about to see it. So
it was just a matter of which one was which.
Yeah.
Alright, y'all have any final words for us as we get out of here for tonight?
Nah, just GG's, man. Thanks for the race. It was a good one.
Yeah, GG's, and thank you for commentary, tracking, everybody who helped put the show on tonight for us.
Absolutely.
Alright, thank y'all. And give these runs a follow. Great race. Can't wait for their race on Thursday. Speaking of races, we do have a slate of races for tomorrow. At 6:10, we have Lin versus Salty Fry. That's going to be on SpeedGaming 6. At 7:10, we have Jet 082 versus Aster, and that's going to be right back here on SpeedGaming 2. And then at another race at 7:10 is Killer App 23 versus Nimban, and that's going to be on ALTTPR Randomizer. So be sure that you are following all of the SpeedGaming channel networks and also the ALTTPR Randomizer family of channels as well. And go ahead and give my co-commentator, Radical Sniper 99 a follow as well. Give the tracker, Scoopla, a follow. And Sniper, you got any last words for us tonight?
I think you did an excellent job covering all that. I just want to shout out working with you again tonight, Mocha. It has been a pleasure.
Man, we gotta do this again.
Always.
And there's plenty of randomizer action that's coming up later on. After look, we have like we're in top 32.
Yeah.
And then rounds after this, it's gonna be fun. Let's keep going.
Yeah. The races are only going to continue to escalate. This is a super deep, talented community at this point. And you heard it definitely from both of our runners tonight, where this is not strictly a question of, somebody's going to just jet through a seed and win by 20 minutes. We are looking at, just a decision making the difference. So definitely tune in. You are going to see some of the top quality runners in this game.
Yeah, definitely keep an eye out on this, like I said, this and the ALTTPR family of networks. And if you got nothing else for us, I'd like to thank y'all for coming out, watching us, and see y'all next time.